we've spent 2 chapters proving things. We proved Billing's first response really is slower, 2 independent tests, under 2% odds that it was luck. And we drilled the why down to something concrete. Tickets sit unassigned, because triage only runs once, first thing in the morning. So we know what's broken. The temptation right here is to grab the most impressive-sounding fix and start building. This lesson is about resisting that, scoring the options side by side. In the open, before anyone writes a line of code or changes a rota, same route as always. From the assignment go-to toolkit. This time we're in Improve, so filter to Improve, 6 tools. Pick matrix and cost-benefit for quick triage of ideas. Design of experiments if you need to test combinations. Piloting plan for the rollout. Poka-yoke for mistake-proofing, which is where we go next lesson. The one we want is solution selection. Score candidate solutions against weighted criteria. The highest scoring wins. No runs yet on this project. So we start 1. And there's the empty frame, a title and 2 toggles that decide whether this shows up in the executive summary and in the PDF report. Both are already on, so whatever we conclude here reaches the report without anybody having to remember. And then the 2 things we have to fill in ourselves, criteria and candidates. Criteria first, and this is where most scoring matrices quietly go wrong. Each criterion gets a weight from 1 to 10, and that weight is you saying out loud what actually matters. Impact on first response. That's the whole point of the project, so it carries a 10. Speed to roll out, 7. A fix that lands next quarter doesn't help this quarter's customers. Low cost to implement, 6. And low risk to current workflow, 4. Now look carefully at how those last 2 are worded. Not cost, not risk, low cost, and low risk. That matters, because we're about to score every option from 1 to 10, and the arithmetic assumes a higher score is always better. If you write cost, and then give the expensive option a 9, you've just rewarded it for being expensive. Name your criteria so that higher always means better. Every time. Now the candidates. The actual things we could do about morning-only triage. Auto-assign on arrival. The ticket picks an agent by itself, round-robin, the moment it lands. Second triage sweep at 1 p.m. Somebody runs the same morning routine again after lunch. Dedicated triage owner per shift. One named person owns the queue for their shift. Severity alerts to a shared channel. High-severity tickets shout into a channel the team already watches. 4 options, deliberately different in cost and ambition. And watch what happens as the 4th one lands. The tool builds the grid. Every criterion down the side, every candidate across the top, and a total weighting at the bottom of each column. Now we score, 1 to 10, every candidate against every criterion. And the honest way to do this is in a room with the people who'd have to live with the result, not alone at your desk. Auto-assign takes a 9 on impact. Nothing responds faster than a ticket that assigns itself. But it's a build, so speed to roll out is a 6, cost a 5, and risk a 5 because it changes how every single ticket gets routed. The 1 p.m. sweep is the mirror image. Impact only 6. It halves the weight rather than removing it. But speed 9, cost 9, risk 8. It's a calendar invite and a habit. The dedicated owner and the severity alerts land in between. And there's the answer. And it is not the one most teams would have picked in the room. Auto-assign on arrival, 182. Dedicated triage owner, 177. Severity alerts, 172. And the second triage sweep at 1 p.m., 209, starred as the winner. The flashiest option lost. It lost because the thing with the highest impact score was also the slowest, the most expensive, and the riskiest. And once you weight those honestly, a change you could make on Monday morning beats a project you'd finish next quarter. Every number in that column is one we chose, in the open, and anyone in that room can challenge a single cell and watch the total move. So we leave with a decision we can defend. Run a second triage sweep at 1 p.m. Cheap, fast, low risk, exactly the kind of change you pilot rather than argue about. But before we pilot anything, there's a question worth asking of any fix. How will this one fail? A midday sweep depends on somebody remembering to do it. Next lesson is poka-yoke, designing the fix so that the mistake becomes hard or impossible in the first place. See you there.